graders, you're probably getting ready to start this packet, CSI Math, Who Rated the School Staff Room? Now, it couldn't possibly have been any of you. So your suspect list is here. Make sure to read through this page so that you find out more about the suspects. And the first clue is a hidden message. There's addition and subtraction and multiplication and division. I'm sure you will rock this page. The next clue is graph for success. You may or may not have seen a graph like this before. There are some helpful hints at the top that I want you to read through, and I'm also going to give you some tips. When you see a graph like this, it's really important that you identify two things. There's a letter X and a letter Y. The X axis is here. The Y axis, ooh, see my fingers getting close? Here. If you think about the alphabet, which letter comes first, X or Y? I'm going to give you a second to think about it. Okay, if you're like me, you sung the alphabet in your head. X comes first. So that's really important. You're always going to solve X first. And the way that you'll do that is by looking down here at these numbers. And do you see how this first one says 5, then a comma, then 2? Well, the first number is 5. Remember we said X comes first? So the first thing you're going to do is go along that line that says X and find the number 5. So I'm starting with X because X comes first in the alphabet. These all say negative numbers, so I know I'm not quite where I want to be. There's 0. Getting closer. There's 5. But I can't do anything until I also find that second number, which is 2. So what you have to do is first go back to that 5 and then go up on the y-axis until you find the 2. So, for example, that will look like finding, starting at the bottom because that's X. Finding my 5, there it is, and going up to 2. And then I'm going to put a little dot there. So I'm going to do it off the screen. Over to 5, up to 2. And I just put a little black dot. I went along the bottom to the 5, up to 2, put a dot. Now, if you look over here, it says to do 5, 2, and then you go to 6, 6. What is really important about this is each time you draw a new dot, you need to connect the lines. Because when you connect all of the dots, you'll get a clue. But you have to connect the dots as you go. You can't wait till the end. So, I've done 5-2. Since I've already finished it, I'm going to cross it off. So I've crossed off 5-2. Now I'm going to go do 6-6. Remember, X comes first in the alphabet. So I'm going to go along, I'm going to find that letter X, go all the way over till I see the number 6. Then I have to go up. Ooh, sorry, my finger's going backwards. Up to 6. I'm going to put a dot at 6-6. Now I have 2 dots. Super duper important step is you must connect the dots as you go. So I'm at my house and I couldn't find a ruler, but I do have an envelope and it has a straight edge. So what I'm going to do is put my straight edge, you'll use a ruler, in between those 2 dots and connect them. So it looks something like this. Line, oops, sorry, it's hard. There we go. Line up my 2 dots. And now I have them connected. But I don't have a clue yet because I got to get all of these done. So now that I've done 6-6, cross it off. The next clue, think about it for a second. Which one's next? Hopefully you said that the next clue is 7, 9. So go over till you find 7, up to 9, and you'll put a dot. What must you do next? Hopefully you said connect them. So connect as you go, keep going. Once you finish all of these clues, you'll have, once you finish all of these numbers, you'll have a clue. On this page, do you see I've written you a little hint? Solve what is in the parentheses first. When I think of parentheses, they're kind of like the little lines that you get right here when you smile. So do you see how on suspect number 1 it says 8 plus 2 times 3? You first have to do 8 plus 2 because see how it's in those parentheses? 8 plus 2 is, think about it for a second. Hopefully you said 10. Then I would have to do, what's my next step? Hopefully you said 10 times 3. What's that answer? 30. So remember, when you're doing this page, solve what's in the parentheses first. And then for this last page, we have some bonus math. It's division. Some of you may or may not be familiar with division yet, so I'm going to show you how we solve division problems. One thing that you'll do you see this first one? Actually, let's not do that one. Let's do this one. 48 divided by 8. Some of you might already think, oh, I think I know the answer to that because I know my fact family of 8 times what gets you 48. If you're not quite sure, here's my strategy for solving division. We're going to skip count by our 8s. The first one is 8, then 16. Think about it. What's the next one? 24. So far my list looks like this. What comes after 24 when you skip counting by your 8s? Think about it for a second. 32. The next one, 40. Skip counting by your 8s. What comes after 40? 48. Now you just have to count how many groups of 8 we made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I count 6 groups. So 48 divided by 8 will get you 6. So when you are dividing, skip count by the smaller number until you get to the larger number. However many times it took you to skip count, that's division. Friends, I'm sure you're going to be a CSI master. Good luck.